When I was 16, my dad was murdered in Oakland. In the moment that it happened, I realized how my dad became a number. Number 48 of 124 people murdered in Oakland that year. My 16-year-old brain saw education directly correlating to his circumstance. School for me was an outlet. It was a way to change that reality.
I love this place. I love this town. I have children that have been through the Oakland school system, and I have grandchildren who have been through the Oakland school system. There's a certain segment of kids who get left behind.
OUSD was not ready for a student like me coming into the United States, not knowing the language, and I had a really hard time.
I'm the firstborn generation here in this country. Growing up, everyone had to learn as they go. You had my parents who had to navigate a completely new country, and you had my brother and I who had to navigate a school system. You started to hear about things like, you should go to college. Well, what is college?
We have all these kids that are smart, but they just don't know, the system, the ins and outs of when to start doing things for college.
They see us and think that we just came out college graduates, right? They don't realize that we grinded and struggled just like they're doing.
If there were one thing I could do as the mayor of Oakland, it is this, the Oakland Promise.
I was really excited to get an opportunity to work with Mayor Schaaf. If we really want Oakland to fulfill its promise, then we have to ensure that young people can go to college.
Oakland Promise is a cradle-to-career strategy to make sure that every child in this city has the resources, expectations, and the skills to be successful in the college and career of their choice. First is Brilliant Baby, that's serving our 1,000 most vulnerable kids born in the city every year.
We want to create a culture where we say, from the moment you enter the world in Oakland, we are invested in you.
I do want to go to college. I want to create computers, work with them. Most of my other friends want to go to college too.
I'm able to plant the seed of what it means to go to college in kindergarten. The Oakland Promise feels like a promise to me, and I'm hoping that I'll get to see my students graduate and say, guess what? I did it. I graduated.
You want a college buzz. That's the way you start a college-going culture, is getting everyone to start talking about going to college.
I realized that college is the key to a future for me. I have 5 siblings, and if I want to be that change agent within my family, then I have to start with myself.
It's one thing to say, you should go to college to change your future, but it's another thing to provide them with the actual resources to get there and to succeed there.
The number of students who have actually applied for college has significantly increased.
I have worked with a lot of kids in Oakland. I have helped them get into college, but something happens at the college level where they don't have the support.
I wanted to gain more so I can give more. I ended up at San Francisco State. School was like the last thing on my mind at that time, and my grades showed it. By the end of that year, I had a 0.32. When I made that decision that I want to go back to school, the only people who still believed in me, and I have no idea why, the East Bay College one. I was going to try to figure this out on my own, but they're like, we want to help.
Now that you have a new program that will help them throughout their education and help their parents, it's great. I'm very excited.
I oversee a college readiness program in Oakland to help other students. I feel like I can be a change maker in my community. I feel like I can be a role model for young women that look like me and come from where I come from.
I identify as an educator who has very close resemblances to a lot of my students and their own families. If I were to close my door in my classroom every single day and expect that anything going on outside isn't going to affect my students, I am not doing my job as an educator. That's what Oakland Promise is beginning to do. Make Oakland as a school district feel more connected to community.
I actually just got credentialed to be an 8th grade teacher at East Oakland Leadership Academy. Anybody from East Oakland can do exactly what I'm doing. But the thing is, like, in order to make those choices, you have to see those choices. And I kind of want to be that voice of just allowing them, like, you're more. There's more you can do.
This is one of the game changers. Something like this has the potential and opportunity to shift the paradigm from, I'm not sure what I should do after I get out of high school, to, I have no other choice but to go to college.
That's what the Oakland Promise is about, is really saying that we are invested in you. You do your part, we'll do our part.
The Oakland Promise is a long-term strategy. We need this entire community to own it for it to be successful. So please consider donating, volunteering, or signing up as a champion today. Please support the Oakland Promise.